Hello and welcome back to New Dalancia, our 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons homebrew campaign. Last week, the friends were informed by Godbury that the expedition leader and House Drach liaison had been kidnapped, cadnipped by bandits, demanding a ransom of iron. Putting into play Tess's brilliant scheme, the party traversed the North Road and were led to the bandit camp where they slew the bandits and rescued Kimrim, Godbury, and Smethyk Drach. They returned to Bunahver, where the town has apparently shifted the focus of the town fair into the party's favor. So when we left off, I think, Ahara, you were making your way around toward West Gate so that you could get in kind of under the noses of all the ruckus. And as for the rest of you, you have been greeted by the town of Bunahver, and they're celebrating your return, your successful return with Kimrim and with Smethyk in tow. A little bit beat up, but, you know, none the worse for wear, I suppose. Yeah, you're pretty beat up, actually.
Yeah.
You're probably worse off than the two dwarves you rescued. Right, and Govin's there, and, you know, everybody's happy to see you. The bards are singing songs of your exploits. You guys are now the heroes of Bunahver, the saviors of Kimrim Godbury, this super important political figure in the dwarven empires, dwarven great houses. So Govin approaches you as you bring the carts up. Welcome back. I see you were successful.
As promised.
Well, we should, let me see. I think last time we also covered that you guys are going to be departing for the expedition tomorrow. As Kimrim, you know, not being worse for wear, insists on it. So at this point, Antarius's two, Gianna and Garvin, actually wheel up this brand new wagon. Brand new pair of wagons. Both are covered, actually. And one of them seems to be loaded down with supplies and other stuff. Both are being pulled by two draft horses. And
ooh, is this all for us?
As they approach, they take the current carts that were kind of lacking otherwise, and they replace them with these two nice, shiny, brand new carts. Like I said, they have the drapes over them, which can provide for some shelter from the elements. And one of them is loaded down with some gear. So Antarius, he greets the two of them. And they inform you that the town in... you know, and thanks for everything that you've done, have kind of pulled together along with the money that you guys have put forth to replace all of your, like, the two carts that you guys had, and kind of with something better. So this is on behalf of the town that you're receiving these, as well as, you know, the money that you personally put forth for this. So all of the stuff that you requested, minus, I'm sorry, Ahara, but the ring that you asked for is not there. They have, however, supplemented that with a number of different supplies, including rations enough for yourself and your companion. You probably wouldn't know that, but the rest of the party does at this point. Ahara, as you are entering Westgate, everything is very, very quiet on this side of town. And as you're coming down the main road here, where this number 2 is on the map, there are a couple of children who seem to be playing some kind of game. And as you approach, your wolf companion is very wary, and one of them looks up and immediately, immediately eye contact with the wolf and starts coming over. Hey, can I pet your dog?
Whoa there, kid. He's not very friendly. He wasn't treated kindly. Like, hold out my hand and kind of try and keep the kid to not get too close.
He keeps coming.
I'm gonna try and give the wolf food to try and give him a pat and say it's okay, but still continue to try and say, hold on, slow down. This wolf is a wolf, not a dog.
I'd like you to roll 2 checks. Number 1, I'd like you to roll an animal handling, and number 2, I'd like you to roll an intimidation.
It's time to slam dunk a kid.
This is an animal handling of 12. Very nice, very nice.
Can't find intimidation? Oh, no.
That's going to be on your skills list as well. Woo.
Oh no, this kid is.
I can't intimidate a child.
He is a child, however, so you do, as an adult, you put your hand out, and this kid, although he's very reluctant to do so, and he kind of snickers about it, but he starts to approach your wolf a little bit too close. But luckily, you've been throwing this food actually out on the ground in front of the wolf, and he is more interested in that than the small child that's approaching him. So that child actually does, albeit a little bit close, he does stop in his tracks, and the wolf doesn't seem to do anything. He's still a little bit put off by the presence of the child, but I think you've got the situation at least under control.
It's probably best not to have it eat children.
What action do you want to take? You want to get GTFO? Do you want to try to make this situation work out?
I want to try to get. So I named him Talos. I want to try and get Talos to warm up to the kid, so I'm going to try and kind of hold the kid's hand to try and pet him while I'm close to see if he can kind of slow down.
Okay, so let me see what we've got on Talos, actually. Okay, so you actually present the kid with some food, and the child kind of puts his hand out and lets the wolf kind of eat this food out of his hand. Still will not let him touch the wolf, but I think you've made some significant progress here.
Yay.
So,
after that, I think I'm going to say that's enough for today and kind of start to wander off with them.
as you continue into the town square area, that all the festivity stuff is still all set up. In fact, the only person that's there is actually the barmaid from before, and she's kind of outdoors, kind of talking to these other workers who are the only other people that are around, but they are actually inside the bar area. And you notice that there's a lot of work going on at the bar. There's sort of a lot of activity. But it isn't like patrons and stuff. Like, this is like workers, and they're carrying tools, and they're proceeding in and out of the Immaculate Nun Inn.
All right. Hey, you there, wench. What's all this?
Oh, with all the festivities in the market, I've made enough to finally renovate the inn.
Well, that's splendid.
Yes, with all the workers that I've hired, it should only take about 3 or 4 days. I'm very excited about it.
As well you should be. This is your livelihood after all.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I've been looking... Say again?
Have you seen the people I came with?
Oh, everyone else in town is near the North District gate, waiting for the adventurers to arrive. Your party. I heard that you successfully rescued Kimrim and Smethyk, and if there's anything that we can do to make your stay better, you just let me know.
Well, I thank you for your hospitality.
Will you be needing lodging before the expedition tomorrow?
I'm not sure. Possibly.
Well, if you are, then just let us know. I have extra beds. I could roll out sleeping bags at my house if you need.
You're too kind.
Anything for the heroes of Bunahver. And she just stars in her eyes like, whoa. This is a real hero that I've just met, and this is, yeah.
Shall I cue up Careless Whisper?
What's that?
Shall I cue up Careless Whisper?
Or so, right, knowing you, maybe Barry White would be more appropriate.
Can't get enough of me.
So, back at the North District gate, these guys have brought around these wagons. Where do you guys want to go? What do you guys want to do from here?
Well, I want to heal up.
Okay. How do you intend to do that?
I mean, I'm probably going to just rest. I mean, I'm going to need a long rest, I imagine.
So you're gonna...
I'm sure you want to party, though. I can help heal you if you want to party, because we heroes need to party before the expedition gets rolling.
If you think it help.
You have a headache. Like, it's a pretty bad one.
It's not just a headache. I mean, like, I'm wounded. Like, less than half health.
Head hurts a little bit.
I got stab wounds.
You'll be all right. Just a flesh wound. How do you heal for more HP than he has?
Tess just reaches over and she like touches his shoulder and she's like, "You'll be okay, my friend."
What are you casting at? Are you casting at what level are you casting at?
It's a level 3.
Level 3. So she actually heals you for the 12, I think. Is how that works. It's 8 if you're like casting at lower level or something. Yeah.
I think so, at least.
1d8, and then if higher level, 1 times 2d8. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Healed.
Oh, wow. It's like the wounds close up. I'm like Wolverine. Oh. Thanks. I guess now I need a drink to get that image out of my head.
Yes, Ale, I am so down. We have to celebrate. We're heroes, guys. We are heroes. I'm so excited. This is my dream.
So it doesn't take long before a very familiar female face emerges from the crowd. Guess who?
Oh.
And she approaches you, and she's got a keg just like slung over her shoulder, and walks up, and the first thing she does is tap you out a drink. Hello.
Tess just like reaches under without a glass and she just like starts tapping the keg into her mouth.
She goes for it, and she's like, she gives you a +2 assistance.
Yes.
You've made quite a name for yourself.
Well,
How does that feel? You're the heroes of Bunahver.
oh, I mean, being in and out of courts, it's something you get used to after a while.
All of this is for you now. And she's
Well, I can't say that that it's all for me, although I can say a good portion of it is for me.
well. At any rate, you've done the town a great service. And Govan, at this point, approaches and also takes a mug of this ale. And he's like, "Usually, I don't drink when I'm on duty, but this is a special occasion." Changed my mind. Oh, this just one. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna hand the floor back to you guys. Where to now?
Are there any bars nearby?
There's the Immaculate Nun. It's kind of a smaller town. There's only the one inn here. Other than that, if you're looking for just a drink, you might try the Brewmasters Guild.
Looking for a place to sit and drink.
Brewmasters Guild would have
All right, let's go check that out.
ample seating. So that's right here. It is the third largest building in town. And as you approach, it's a beautiful building. The woodworking on it is exquisite. The town seems to, like an amoeba, kind of follow you there. And as you approach this building, there are all of these tables, and there's like a big patio area, and on the second floor there's like a balcony, a huge balcony area, all with tables and chairs all set up, and various kegs and things about. So essentially, you can kind of think of it like a very large, like, restaurant front end, and then in the back there's a giant brewery. So they're not only able to craft their stuff here, they're also able to serve it to the public.
Who's all in for checking out the Brewmasters Guild? Are we all just going?
They also, I should also mention that they do have various, like, brewing supplies available, if you were interested in pursuing the craft yourself. So this would be the place to get those, if you're interested. But yes, as you approach the building, it's absolutely gorgeous. Woodworking is exquisite. They have lots and lots of, like, bushes and different types of foliage out front. I'm willing to say there's probably like a little man-made, like, pond or something, just decorative kind of flair going on.
There should be music as well going on, right?
Yeah, we have stuff playing.
All right. No, but I mean, like,
Are there any bards there?
yeah.
Are there any bards there?
If there are, I want to do them.
No, but I the crowd seems to be already in a good mood. I'm gonna use my little prestidigitation cantrip and give a nice sort of, like, extra flair to the music.
Oh, awesome! So yeah, there are actually bards playing, and they're singing about the heroes of Bunahver, and so you do walk over and you start to kind of perform these tricks. So what kind of stuff do you want to do?
So it's gonna be this will be probably some kind of dancey type music.
Do a flip.
Hey, Spider-Man.
Do
Like
a
maybe-
barrel
maybe-
roll.
Maybe do, like, sort of like grand sweeping, like, conductor type gesturing, and then suddenly, like, sort of, like, especially with the faster you move, the sort of more upbeat the tempo gets for the music, especially for, like, guitars and maybe a little bit of percussive instruments, things like that.
Yep, there's one of them has a hurdy-gurdy, actually. Is this stringed? Are you familiar with the hurdy-gurdy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tess
who
is
am I
just
talking
eating it
to?
up. She finds a seat like immediately, and she just orders like their best brew that they have.
Yeah. So there are a ton of there are a ton of different people working at this establishment. There are a lot of people that are that are part of this guild. So one comes out, takes your order. What do you have? Ale, stout.
Let's do your best stout that you have.
Ooh, stout. Oh, good choice. Serves the smile. This dwarf walks back in. Be right back with your drinks. Anything for the rest of you? Another dwarf. This is the second one. You have 2 waiters. So
Give me. I don't know. I'll probably be like, I don't know. Whatever is the thing that'll get me the drunkest the quickest.
stout. Okay. Ian Fear, roll a charisma check, please. This is a cantrip. You can perform prestidigitation as much as you'd like. So you're sitting here.
Maybe just my muscles are still a little sore, even though I've been healed.
Are you how are you with performance? Are you proficient in it?
Should be, yeah.
Go ahead and roll that instead. Actually, I didn't think about that ahead of time.
There we go.
Bam! There you have it. So you are showered with money. I'm willing to say there's like, I don't know, 50 silver total.
Nice.
Also, somebody hands you a beer. Seems to be an ale, though. So the merriment continues, and Ahara, you, in the center of town, notice this swarm of people, kind of amoeba around this huge brewers guild.
Do I have any reason to believe that they're not with at Godwin's place right now?
No, they probably would have come back into town and either went to the castle, or they would have went, elsewhere. But you see all of them among the people in the crowd. They're kind of making room for for the party. They're not like shoulder to shoulder with these people. But you realize that the merriment is surrounding them. Yes.
I'll try to head their way. I'm gonna kind of keep a watch on Talos to see how he's doing.
Sure. So yeah, you're able to identify kind of a route to get through the crowds and kind of keep Talos away from them, since he's a little reactive. In fact, you kind of make your way off to the side over here. There aren't a whole lot of people like in that alley, but you have a clear shot of the party sitting at their table. Ian Fear's up here like performing, and there are some people gathered around, and he's kind of off to the side a bit. They're showering him with this silver and copper, and he's doing various tricks. Are you taking requests, Ian Fear?
Sure, I suppose. And then someone's gonna shout out, "We do Freebird!"
We want to see boobs.
No, play Freebird.
Play Freebird. Play Stairway.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Here's Despacito.
Gee, that kind of show.
Play it slowly.
Slower. It's real good. All right. You guys see Ahara kind of slink his way into this alleyway beyond the mob of people. He's got his companion Talus in tow.
Tess waves at him, like she waves at him like really fast. Hello.
You all seem to be getting up to some merriment.
Are you going to attempt to approach them like at the table, or are you gonna like kind of stay in the alley a little bit distanced, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go in and see if I can get close.
Sure.
Actually, I think what I would do is if I spot him, I'll be like, "Oh, everyone, make some room for one of the true heroes, the man who helped save us all."
And as he does that, everyone immediately obeys that, like moves aside and gives you this huge area for you to walk through. And you do. You approach the table, and a small black-bearded dwarf approaches you and says, what do you have? Anything for the heroes of Bunahver. On the house.
How about some mead?
Mead it is, coming up. The drinks start coming out, and they don't stop.
And they don't stop coming, 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 and they...
She can't hear it, but she's actually doing it too.
We are all...
After a time drinking, Govin approaches the table, and Antarius is actually with him. He says, I hope that you, I hope that the equipment that the town is all pitched in for is met with your favor, heroes. And Antarius is, we are very grateful, and undeserving. But we will accept it, of course. Anything, can help.
Much appreciated.
You guys kind of look over, and Valphalin is not digging this very much. He's got his hood pulled over his head. He's kind of sunk down in his seat, and he's just puffing away at this pipe furiously.
Why are you hiding? Are you hiding from everyone? You don't like being a hero?
He huffs out this huge plume of smoke. No.
Oh, I've always wanted to be a hero. This is my dream.
It is very loud. I prefer the quiet.
Kind of come down from the stage a little bit, put my arm around him. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
That's our show, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the session. But this is degraded.
Now, you're a rock star.
Hello, Twitch. Welcome to Shrek Quest.
Shrek shows up. And anybody want to check out these carts, by the way? Oh, this is better. Here we go. So yeah, they're like your Oregon Trail style wagons. They actually have benches inside them for people to sit along the sides of. So you could probably, in one wagon, you could probably house around 6 people shoulder to shoulder, really tightly. In the other cart, the one that actually has a bunch of like equipment and stuff, there are plenty of like wool blankets. There is a couple of these rolls of firewood, bed rolls, large tents. Let me see, fur coats as well, and packs of rations. Let me see. Oh yes, also feed for horses. And there is one. There is a pack of woodworking tools as well.
Oh, I don't know if you remember what I told you about before the session last week about the bolt of cloth that I had. If they finish that work, the one that's going to be dyed and colored with the name and stuff on there.
Oh yes, yes. That's also folded up in there.
Perfect. I'll grab that and I'll be like, this is going to be for us, everyone. So when I unfold it, it just says it's a giant sort of banner that would go along the side of the card, and it says, like in giant bold letters, it says "In Fear Jamalor," and underneath it, like in smaller letters, "End Party."
Oh, that's so nice of you. I like that we're mentioned.
As you unfold the thing, there's like a banner that falls out, and it kind of wisps to the floor and lands in a small heap.
All right, let's check this banner out.
So as you pick up the banner, it has like this multicolored, very gaudy kind of print on it. It almost maybe looks like a very familiar font, but it appears to be, written in some kind of maybe water-based dye, and it says "Thank you, heroes," and the heroes is spelled wrong, and it looks like this may have been made by children. And it has like a really crappy drawing of Kimrim.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Oh,
Fear and party. It the cloth itself actually seems to be like a silk, a very fine fabric.
Tess, she grabs it and she hugs it, like she's so excited, and she goes, "This is so sweet."
It's very soft.
She rubs her face on it.
Now it's sweaty. All right. Well, we've got Govin here. We've got Antarius here. Anybody have any dialogue they would like to throw at these guys? Or shall we just proceed? Anybody wanting to buy anything?
So I passed off like 100 gold. Did I get any change?
Oh, well.
I also passed off 50 gold, so.
Yeah, Ahara. Yeah, you're gonna get back 90 of that. Actually.
Or
Oh, like I said, a lot of this did come from the townsfolk, but I'm gonna say each of your contributions were at least up to 50 gold, or at most up to 50 gold, for everything, including the carts, the horses, and all of that, and all the supplies. So you appear to have enough supplies for 3 or 4 days.
awesome. How far is the travel?
Govin pulls out a map. Actually, this is not really a complete view of everything, but essentially you guys are headed... Let me see if I can... So you guys are headed this direction here. He tells you it's going to be about... It's going to be around 6 to 7 days of travel. Whoa. What's going on here? No? We're not doing that anymore? Okay.
Should we try to acquire more supplies then?
So Antarius kind of pipes in at that point, and he's like, we can definitely do with some more supplies, or we can make do on the road. I mean, we have quite a large band with us. The expedition force should have their own supplies, so we're only responsible for our own.
Well, in that case, I don't think I have any more errands in the city.
Nor I.
Tess is just drinking. Every now and then she lifts up her sleeve and she checks her skin color.
So, you didn't order it, but I thought you might like some food.
Oh yeah, food would be amazing.
So happens the inn is closed for the next few days as they do some renovating. And so we have a culinarian. They bring out several plates of different types of food. And they just start to set plates in front of you. So now you've got all of these different types of food in front of you. You see different proteins, different meats, different vegetables. There's some different like pottage dishes that are hanging out. Fish. And, well, you know through experience that this is sort of like you just kind of grab whatever you want and eat it. Immediately, Antarius plops down next to Valphalin, who's still not very interested in anything that's going on. Antarius grabs the closest cloth and he just tucks it into his kind of his collar and just starts chowing down. Guy's obviously pretty hungry.
Tess is immediately digging into the food.
Antarius pats his mouth, cleans off the food, and he says, "Are you all looking forward to the expedition?" Valphalin turns. "I, for one, am. I'm hoping that they have some unique books." Finally, sipping his ale. Angrily sipping his ale.
While stuffing her face full of food and alcohol, Tess is like, I'm very excited. The more we can rank up our reputation and become heroes, the better.
You're already heroes.
She looks at who said that? Was it?
It was Antarius.
She looks at Antarius and she says, "Do my horns look any shorter to you?"
Are you of the belief that perhaps becoming a hero will undo your demonic heritage?
That's my goal, yeah, but you didn't answer the question. Do my horns look any shorter to you?
No, they don't.
See, we need to be better heroes. I'm convinced this isn't enough.
I'll
Do
sort
my
of
horns
look.
look-
I was gonna say I'll look towards your horns a little bit and be like, this light, they kind of do look a little thinner.
Tess gets really excited and she goes, "Ah, it's working! I knew it! I knew it!"
What were you gonna say, Ahara?
Do my horns look any shorter?
They might be getting bigger, in fact. Did anyone else have some dialogue for this section?
Does anyone have any idea what sort of artifacts we're going to find?
Govin chimes in. All sorts have been brought back from previous expeditions. Much of it art, sometimes art that that our cultures thought lost for some generations. Maybe lost to the elements or lost to time, but we'll find these things, and there is always some value to either the museum or education or oftentimes we'll also find riches, great mountains of wealth under the earth that the ancient dwarves have left behind.
Well, I'm sure that sounds very exciting if you're into that sort of thing.
There are also vast texts, vast amounts of texts, both of more personal nature as well as works of fiction, works of art, things like that, works of history, records of history, things like that. We have many on display in the Citadel. You think back, remembering in the hallways, like the different like urns and different pots and things, and the documents that were posted on the wall. But most importantly to the Empire, we always uncover documents of family lineage. And that, I think, is what is most important. I believe that holds the greatest import of all of the artifacts that could be found within, because this tells of our history and the way that our families are worked into each of the great houses. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
I think we're just about I think it's going to be getting late into the evening. We should be getting ready for tomorrow.
It is. The sun is starting to set, and the merriment is starting to die down as people are beginning to return to their homes. The crowds begin to sparse out. There's a lot of trash left. No, there's not a lot of trash left. The brewers start to put everything away and get everything cleaned up. And the question then comes to: the inn is closed. Where will you sleep?
In the tavern, naturally.
I received
Head
an
down
offer.
on the table.
Is that really what you're gonna do?
Yeah, Tess is drunk. She's just gonna pass out, head down on the tables, resting on her arms, probably snoring.
So as a dwarf comes by and pulls this, starts to pull this cup away from Tess, who asleep on this table, pulls the cup in and just kind of dumps it against her face and
Yep.
drinks it off the table, still asleep.
You said something of an offer
An offer?
from Ahara?
Yes, the woman over at the Drunken Whore, or whatever that tavern was called. She said that she had bedrolls and things she could let us use.
All the stuff we ordered is in the carts, correct?
Yes.
Misku's just gonna go bundle up with our furs in the cart.
Okay. Are you gonna take which cart? Are you gonna grab your stuff and go for the empty cart, or are you going to just pile into the cart that has all the stuff in it? Just to be clear for later.
Yeah, just the one that has the stuff in it already.
Okay, so you're just gonna pile into that one. Cool. All right.
As for me, I have my own bedroll and I'm comfortable anywhere.
Indeed. Well, perhaps we should go visit this barmaid. Antarius starts to leave. Are you guys? So who all is going to pack up with the carts, and who all is going to go check out the offer from the, or go take the barmaid up on her offer?
I'll probably go take the barmaid up on her offer.
Antarius definitely will.
Cyrene will just stay with the carts.
Tess is crashed out on the table. Ahara, are you? And you're going to stay with the carts as well?
Actually, I'm probably gonna go head back to the other place because I'm the one that she said it to, so I probably just feel obligated to go with.
Ah, okay. Works perfectly. So each of you go your separate directions. Those of you who are staying with the carts, you actually pull them around to the side of the whoop, that is not the ping tool. You pull them around to the rear of the brewery, or the Brewmasters Guild. So, and you post up there for the evening. Everyone else, you guys proceed to the barmaid's house. She invites you inside, and she has already made all of the preparations. There are now quite a few more bedrolls than I guess visitors that for visitors that she thought were coming, but. Nonetheless, each of you wind up with a bed for the evening, except for Valphalin, who has chosen to sit outside the door. And he just kind of smokes on his pipe out there. The night passes, and all of you have had a full rest. So if you need to adjust hit points or anything like that, you may do so now. Let me just check Tess real quick, because she went AFK. Okay, she's good. Perfect. In the morning, you are... the morning is actually nice and quiet for all of you. It seems that the rest of the town has put in, after a long night of celebration, a long day and night of celebration. As all of you who have stayed at the innkeeper's house emerge, you see the front of the inn, where they have taken down quite a bit of the material that makes up the building. Obviously, the work is coming along very quickly. Those of you who wake up in the wagons over here, after a quiet morning, about an hour and a half passes before some chatter and some bustle kind of kick up, coming from the Citadel area. Proceeding through the gates, 2 wagons identical to the ones that the party now has, pull out, accompanied by a multitude of dwarves. And there are various ones that are wearing armor and donning weapons, or donning armor and wearing weapons, as it were. And others who seem to have other types of materials, but remain unarmed. As they make their way down the street, they hang a right around the corner, obviously making for the north gate. What will you do now?
I guess we're just sticking with the cart.
Okay.
Like, I don't see any reason to follow those guys.
Tess, you awaken still sleeping on the table. And as you wake up, the one of the dwarves from before sets a plate in front of you, and it has just some various, or it has some eggs and some other vegetables.
Tess is very hungover, and she kind of waves the plate away and says, "No, thank you. I'm good." And she's like holding back a vomit.
I'll just leave that there then for you later.
Tess pushes the plate away, and she sits up at the table and looks around all confused.
Oh, long night.
I guess I went a little too hard.
Oh, didn't we all? Oh, you just enjoy those eggs then. I'll be off. He proceeds back into the building. So what are you guys doing now? You guys want to head to a specific place, or?
I mean, we're probably gonna head to the carts from those of us from in the other place.
Oh, you approach the carts, and you see, Misku and Cyrene, and is that the only people? Yeah, that was the only people at the carts. Emerging, getting started with their day. I'd say as you pass by, you do actually see the carts that have come from the wagons that have come from the Citadel area, moving out toward the North Gate. It looks like everyone's setting up to begin the expedition this morning.
Well, Tess is going to immediately chug her the water that she has in her water skin, and then ask the barkeep for a refill of water. Then she'll head out to the carts.
The bartender brings out a water skin and sets it in front of you.
I appreciate it.
Anything for the heroes of Bunahver. You notice that he didn't like pull it from behind the bar. He like pulled it off his side and put it down. So he gave you his own water skin.
Oh, how nice.
So everyone's so you're also making your way for the carts, or where were you going?
To the carts where Misku and Cyrene are.
All right, so everybody heads back to the carts. You all meet up there. Antarius also has Gianna and Garvin in tow.
Well met. How did you sleep?
Well, and you?
I made a few mistakes, but generally all right.
Tess holds back another hangover vomit. I'm doing okay, just a little a little under the weather from the alcohol.
Yes, you went hard once again.
Are we ready to set out? Where's the meeting spot for this expedition?
That we didn't seem to discuss. I saw a pair of carts go by, or a pair of wagons go by earlier from the Citadel. So I would imagine that either we should meet with the others at the Citadel, or possibly outside the city gates.
I mean, it seems like everything sets off from the Citadel, I would imagine.
Well, that's a good enough option as any. Shall we off to the Citadel?
Tess hops in one of the carts. She's ready.
Who's driving? Bear is driving? How
Bear's
can this be?
driving. Antarius is driving.
Okay, Antarius hops up and takes the reins. Who wants to drive the second cart?
Nose goes.
Misku, you're going to drive?
No, nose goes.
Oh, okay.
Cyrene, you're up. You're gonna try.
She is much too small.
Cyrene will try.
So, like, hovering with the reins. Oh, I've never done this before.
Tess will drive the other cart.
Okay. Tess, how's your animal handling? What's your well, I can open it up.
I like horses, but horses may not like me because I'm scary looking.
What is your animal handling? Oh my gosh. Roll an animal handling.
Alright, I've never done this before, so let's see. The horse is just terrified of me. Like, I can try, but
She flashes her pearly whites, and it looks like the most demonic face they've ever seen.
Good thing you had the cart that didn't have any of the supplies in it, because that thing...
Oh, I think someone else will need to drive the cart.
She gets in the cart and she cracks the she cracks the reins, and these horses take the fuck off. So she just goes tearing off. Ah! Toward the citadel.
Alright, you need a new character sheet. She's gone.
Roll a strength, or roll a dexterity check, actually. Mm-hmm. Ooh! Thrown from the cart.
Whee! Too hungover for this today.
You guys see Tess fall over the side of this cart, and she rolls along the ground. You take 1d4 damage. I got it.
Yeah, I have cat aggro really bad.
You take 2 damage from the fall.
Tess rubs her butt and says, "Ow."
The cart, although the horses were a little bit spooked for a minute, they circle around in the huge courtyard and finally come to a stop.
I'm gonna go try and soothe them a bit after that ordeal.
Animal handling, please. Today we learned that Tess does not drive the cart.
No,
I don't
horses
know
are
what
scared
happened.
of me.
I don't know what happened. She did so well last time. Well, I mean, I guess she rode it outside of town for a little bit, and then the other guy.
Well, these were they were different horses. There are now 2 of them, and she's never driven a cart like that before. There are a number of different things at play here, but at the end of the day, she cracked the reins. That was a crit fail. You're able to soothe the horses, and you climb up onto the back. Actually, you probably hitch the stable. Hitch the wagon, and climb back down.
I suppose I could drive the cart if Talos can sit up front with me.
Yeah, he can. There's definitely room for that. As you kind of fix the cart, you actually see Govan and company, Kimrim and Smethyk, all emerge from the citadel, with 2 guards, let's say, as well. Govin says, "Ho, heroes! Making for the front gate, or for the north gate."
Yes, we were just about to depart with the rest of the group.
He looks over and sees Tess like flat on her butt, rubbing her skull.
I was rubbing my butt, not my
she's
skull.
rubbing her butt. And Antarius is actually like choking back laughter. Valphalin is just rolling his eyes.
Tess is trying her best not to throw up from the hangover still after that whole ordeal.
Constitution check.
Throws up in her mouth a little bit.
Okay, I'll allow it. She throws up in her mouth a little bit.
Swallows it back down, grosses everyone out. Everyone else roll constitution checks to see if you throw up.
I don't imagine anybody here has a low constitution.
Ahara gags.
Antarius is over here talking about.
Misku's like, you gonna eat that?
Valphalin.
Just did, thank you.
Gods. Rubbing, he's face palming. Govin assists you in kind of circling the wagons, as it were, and bringing them about, and you guys make your way toward the north gate. At the north gate, you were greeted by some of the Citadel's stable masters. They have a few additional draft horses that they're offering out in case anyone would like to ride.
No, I'm a lay up in the back of the cart.
Antarius takes...
Comfort.
Say again?
Yeah, I prefer to ride in comfort.
So you want to ride in the back of the cart as well?
Yeah.
Antarius takes one of the horses. It's got a saddle already, so he climbs up. Valphalin also takes a horse. I assume everyone else is in the carts. And you know what? On second thought, Valphalin does not take a horse. Only Antarius does. Valphalin posts up in the cart as well. So, after that that happens, there's a bit of a break where everyone is starting to kind of get set up, and people are double checking all of the attachments on the horses. There are several dwarves who walk up and they start to check everything on you guys' wagons as well. Just kind of looking them over, making sure everything is looking good, looking okay. Govin, Kimrim, and Smethyk actually approach the cart that all of you are in. Is there anything you'd be needing before we leave? Now would be the time to think about it.
I feel that we've got everything as well planned out for as we can manage on our end.
Good, good. We'll be departing shortly. We imagine the trip will take around 6 to 7 days. You've already heard this information. The majority of the trip will take place through grasslands. Once again, breaking out the map. Majority of the trip will take place through grasslands. At about, we want to say, around 5 days we'll hit tundra, which is a bit rougher terrain. Music's very loud. That track is, anyway. Okay. Most of the trip we should have paths to rely on. But who knows what will happen once we get to the tundra. We may need to cut a path or find some other way. A lot of this area isn't mapped very well. We don't really know what's out there. A lot of it is wilderness. However, we're with a large enough troop, we shouldn't have any problem with wild creatures. Still, brigands are about as of late. So, we should stay wary. And with that, the three of them depart for the front of the caravan. Another 15 or so minutes pass, and you hear Kimrim call out, "Is everyone ready?"
Ready.
Aye.
Let's
Yeah.
move! And all the carts start up, and everyone is kind of walking. There are lots of dwarves that are on foot walking aside. There are some soldiers who are on horseback, Antarius as well, riding toward the front. Once again, you guys ride through the forest, and after the clearing before Bunahver, with its field of vibrant flowers, you guys make your way into the forest, where the canopies of the trees kind of darken out the sun and give you this nice, cool shade. An hour passes and the march continues. Finally, the forest breaks and lets out into a wide river. Why is this song playing?
Some hardcore travel music.
Am I on the right layer? I'm on the right layer. So you guys probably can't see anything here. Let me fix that. So I'm going to kind of be stacking tokens here. Don't be so difficult. Okay, Talus. I actually put Talus as a character. Being done. Who else do we have? Cyrene. Misku. Let me drag the. Let me. Vaulted? Oh, okay, no. No, it. No. I'm not happy with that. Why did that happen? Okay, this thing's being ridiculous. I'm not sure why it's doing this. That's supposed to be grouped. Ooh, dope. There we go. Group. Perfect. All right. I also need the horse. Oop. There we go. And then kind of wish pretty flag. Okay. You know what? I have an idea. Instead of horse, just that work? Can I do that? Yeah, I can. Haha. Form. He's riding a horse, right? And the horse is right.
Of course.
Of course.
Now, is the horse's name Mr. Ed?
The wagons come to a stop at the start of this river. And before you is a bridge that it looks like the wagons themselves can probably make it, but in order for everything to make it across, you're going to have to unhitch one of the horses and pull the carts through by hand. So up at the front, some of the commoners go off and they begin unhitching the horses from the bridge.
One second.
Valphalin actually hops out of the cart to stretch his legs a bit. You guys have been riding 2 hours. It's around midday, around lunchtime. And yeah, you're starting to feel a bit hungry. And Harry, ho friends, fancy some food?
Yeah, it feels about that time.
Yeah, I could probably go for some food after having skipped breakfast.
Some of the other common folk, or the commoners that are with them, they start to set up a very large fire. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, no, that's awful. I was going to say, surely I have one.
You do have one, and don't call me Shirley.
Okay. Get the dimensions right. Yeah, it looks good. It's very large on here. These guys. The wagon at this point.
Yeah, with the promise of food.
Yeah, it's about if we're getting food, it's time to get our selves out of here.
Hey, go ahead and move yourselves out of the wagon. Just kind of get your what you'd like. The fire is started, and I'm actually going to move Misku out.
We didn't start the fire, right?
Yeah,
It was
some of the
always
dwarves
burning
did.
since- Yeah, it was always burning since the world's been turning.
So the fire is started, and there's some food that's put on, and these the fire kind of emits this huge plume of smoke from the top. Tess, you hear a you hear like a voice. It starts as a whisper, and it says, "Tess, Tess, Tess."
She looks around, like from side to side and behind real quick.
As you turn, there's an arrow coming directly for you. And you see it and move just in time. And it sticks in the ground right in front of the cook fire. I'd like everyone to roll and a net. Well, actually, I can go ahead and do that.
You do that every time.
I need to set that up so that you guys can actually roll it. Ahara's got it. I mean, you guys can. It's just a matter of like... Okay. Go. While I'm doing this, do you guys want to roll perception?
Sure.
I miss anybody? Ian Fear, Misku, Antarius, Ahara, Valphalin, Tess. Yeah, perception checks, please. And then your wolf goes on your turn. I'm going to do one for the group. We're going to do one for the group.
I'm real hungover today.
Yeah, even though the voice warned you, like you noticed nothing except just
saw the arrow, and
you
I was
saw
just
the arrow.
I was like, what?
Oh.
Is this rely on hearing or smell?
Sure, yeah. So your wolf is super sensing something. He seems to have picked up some kind of a scent, and you sort of do as well. It smells like wet hair and with like sweat. Kind of disgusting. Like feces.
Don't have any indication of direction.
Oh yeah, it's coming from the rocks over here. Over here. That kind of general vicinity.
think I missed the click. Where was it?
Do the shift click.
Yeah, it's
There it is.
shift. I always want to do spacebar for some reason. Kind of that general vicinity, just everywhere over there. And you detect movement from behind these rocks. Also of note are that these commoners are very, very close by. Antarius moves first. Let me grab his sheet real quick.
Especially with the movement since he's still on the horse.
Yeah, the movement since he's still on the horse is going to be important. But what I think is even more important than that is... Oh, yeah. So he rides. What happened?
She points at the arrow on the ground and she's like, I think somebody tried to kill me.
I'm going to point towards where the thing came from and say, it's over there.
I'm going to hold Misku's turn until he returns so that we don't have to wait. Ianfear, you're up.
All right. So I rolled an 11 on my perception.
I imagine you just heard me point.
Yeah.
Or saw me point.
Yeah, you saw him point.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay, sorry, getting set up stuff. Hate that lag. That is not good. I wonder if it's my Chrome. Like, I wonder if I use a different browser, if it'll make a difference.
All right. So first, I'll start by moving there.
Moving where? Oh, I see.
I'm over in front of or behind the first cart. Well, I mean, I know the general area, but I don't really see anything yet. So I imagine, I'm actually gonna just try to blend in a little bit with the crowd of commoners. So I guess I'll hold an action if someone is going to pop up. Then I'm going to try to use my ray of frost on them.
Good.
And then that'll be my turn.
Cool. Valphalin. Perception check.
Oh, yeah.
Cyrene. With your perception check, you don't know what's going on, but you do see Ahara pointing.
Okay, so I guess I just look that way.
Looking over, you can see through the horses. Just looks like rocks. Valphalin ran over there, though, which is weird. Ahara. You're definitely picking something up here. Like, there's something over there.
All right. I'm probably going to. I'm gonna kind of run towards. Actually, maybe I'll just move towards the cart.
Oh, yeah.
I'll move here, and I'm gonna tell. I don't. Can a pet sprint or dash? I guess it's called.
One moment here. Okay. Sorry. Okay, perfect. Gotcha. Can a pet sprint? Yes.
All right, and then I guess I'm just gonna ready a shot that if Talos happens to engage something, I'll take a shot.
As Talos pokes behind the rock, or as Talos kind of goes behind the rock, you do sense some motion there. Yep, there we go. Awesome. And now that we have visibility, come on. There we. Nope, that's the wrong guy. It's, where did he go? There it is. Figure out how to. All right. So seeing as Talos has sprinted all the way here, he does not have any actions left on his turn. However, it does look like he has spotted something as he kind of rears back and his hackles raise, and yeah, he looks absolutely pissed. Tess.
Okay, so Tess is going to come over to the side of the cart. And then she's just going to kind of shout at these guys, watch out, there's something behind the rock. Careful. And that's the end of her turn.
The guard that's over there puts his hand on his weapon, but he doesn't draw it right away, and he kind of looks at the rock, waiting. The commoner, on the other hand, immediately looks at you, and her eyes get really wide, and she looks over at the rock and just starts fucking screaming, like top of her line. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Run, you dumb bitch.
Run, bitch!
Run, bitch.
It's always the white girls.
Right? Run. Get the fuck out.
Guard makes his way over. And finally, you see them draw their weapon. All that. Where is your attack? Ah, here we go. And makes a one-handed spear attack into what looks like the rock, which misses. Commoner stands there screaming. Doesn't really take any action. Antarius.
Here's the screaming.
Here's the screaming. Make it on the side quickly. Starting to kind of get an idea of what's going on. He's on a horse.
I was like, man, Antarius a big bitch.
Misku. Okay, Misku's coming out right now. So let's give him a minute to get back to his keyboard. Whoa. Ooh, guess he almost lost her headset there. Okay, he's coming back right now.
Alright, I'm back.
How much of that did you get?
I got a chunk of it. Let me pull the map back up. That we were shot with an arrow and attacked.
Okay. So at this point, you know that something is coming from behind these rocks. Over to the left.
Okay.
It is your turn.
All the human tokens are our friends, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually dwarves, but there wasn't like a dwarf commoner versus a human commoner, so I just used what I had.
So I'll move. Uh, 40, then.
Roop.
So I'll move my token here, and I will go ahead and pop Rage and Frenzy.
Why is everything black again?
And I'll end my turn with Rage and Frenzy.
Cool. Ian
Okay,
Fear. So
that
you
was
notice...
weird.
What's up?
Sorry, for me the scene went black for a second, but I had to move the token and then it went back to normal. So
Yeah, that's going to keep happening, I'm afraid. And I guess until they fix dynamic lighting, or I don't know what.
You blinked real hard.
Yeah, you blinked. So you know something's coming from behind these rocks.
all right.
You see, everybody kind of getting engaged over there.
Well, let me see some of this real quick. Okay. Does it say I have to see them? That's what I have to check.
And right now they are behind full cover.
That you can see within range. All right.
Yeah, you need to be able to see it. If you do move right there, you will be able to see that one, yes. Characters do not block your point of view. I guess unless they're like under special circumstances.
Unless they a big bitch.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. All right. I guess I'll move here, see if I can see any of these two guys then.
Move right here.
Where I'm right there, and I'm gonna see. Do I have visibility on it on either of them?
This one here. He's a very, very large bugbear.
Okay. Well, Mr. Bugbear, I would like you to have a little special gift of mine. I call it a crown of madness.
Yeehaw.
All right.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm not sure if that would be. I could do that because that says a humanoid.
Yeah, he's humanoid.
Okay. All right. So, concentrating, waving my hands a little bit. Try to put a crown on him. Well, hang on.
He needs to succeed a wisdom saving
first,
throw.
I also needed to succeed on my wild magic. So.
Yes. Yes, yeah, and you did. So, here's his wisdom saving throw. Pass.
Yeah. So, I guess he understands, or this doesn't work for him this time. All right. That's gonna be my turn then.
Draw and takes a swing at one of the bugbears. That is a hit. Wait, what am I doing? Just kind of hacks into one of them. Cyrene, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to first of all move up. So give me 1 second. All right, I'm going to move over about here. And are there any things that I could reach from right here?
Uh,
Or am I just like...
I think you've got visibility on him now.
I'd have to move closer. Am I able to move anymore? Or is this... I think this is my turn. I don't think I'd be able to get close enough to get him.
What, with a spell?
Yeah.
Depends on the spell.
Maybe magic missile, if I try to do that.
I mean,
Yeah, it's 120.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can easily use
Yeah,
that.
120
Cool.
feet, you can
All
reach
right,
that.
so I'll do that on that guy.
Let me double check him real quick. Oh, wow, okay, I didn't realize that. Okay. That's minus 13, okay. So yeah, those magic missiles just kind of pound into him. He seems to chest it okay. Ahara.
Alright, I'm gonna move up to the bridge. Trying to see if I can see around that rock where Talos was angry.
The bridge seems rather sturdy, considering its form. But it doesn't seem to sway with your weight alone.
Alright. Do I have line of sight on any of the enemies from here?
You can see this one and this one. Right? Let me double check the... You can see him. And this one has half cover.
Alright.
Right.
Guess I'm gonna cast I'll cast Ensnaring Strike on this guy.
Okay.
Oh, that's not the one I wanted to click. And then I will take a shot at him.
All right.
So I guess should I have advantage on that?
Um, No, I don't think not on that one.
Oh no, it's okay. I see. No,
However,
I was looking at a different skill.
that
I
is a
was
hit.
thinking of the pack tactics.
That is a hit. So he needs to roll what? It was a strength check. Or is that immediate? Hold on.
Target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the magical vines until the spell ends.
Okay, cool. Cool. So that's a...
A large or larger creature has advantage on this saving throw.
Yeah, he's medium. Okay, so that is... what's the DC on it? Against your spell save DC. What is your spell save DC?
It's the 14.
Okay, so yeah, he fails it. So let me throw the vines on him.
And then at the start of his turn, he takes 1d6 piercing.
Or actually, you know what? This will look better.
And that is a hit, so...
Yep, go ahead and roll your damage. All right. It's 13 piercing. Okay. Almost. Tess, you're up. Actually, you're wolf. Ahara.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna attack.
This one will be with advantage.
Yeah, he's the one that has the advantage because of the allies thing. I always forget which way it goes.
$15 is a hit. He is bloodied.
And he's knocked prone.
And he's prone, yes. The guard. Where is... Did I pull him? No, I didn't pull him. I love how it flashes every time I have to do that. And this is also with advantage. Makes an attack with a spear. That is a hit. And ends the first bugbear. Let's see, another to one. A miss. The guards all commoners begin to maybe I should not worry about dynamic lighting on these scenes because we're not really getting a whole lot of what's the word? Out of it. In fact, it's acting from I think it kind of sucks.
I get skipped.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, take your turn. So sorry about that. I got distracted with the wolf.
Okay, so Tess is gonna move here, and then she's gonna use Toll of the Dead on this guy.
Similar spells. On this one?
Up here we can see...
Oh, or
the
on
other
this one. Oh, okay. Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. That is Ooh. So that is a 15. And that
I feel
is...
that probably is good.
Hold on, I need to know what her spell save DC is. Tess. 11. So yeah, he passes. All right. Rides between you and the bugbear, the larger bugbear. You know what we need right now is music. Very quiet. Okay. That's Valphalin. High ground advantage. $11 damage. Kimrim draws over there. And Govin draws his weapons and he hits in. I'm not going to bother turning him. It's going to take too long. All right. Ahara does an 18 hit.
Hit me? Yes.
You get stuck with a javelin from behind.
Ow.
Rude.
As you turn to look, a bugbear is poking his head in the corner. They were obviously laying in wait.
What's the damage?
This bugbear. Oh, I'm sorry. Totally forgot to roll that. That is 5 damage. Is a 13 damage here?
Morningstar? Which one?
It hits the guard, and the guard drops, dies. It's Bugbear Chief. Round to the other side here. And he's going to take a swing at Tess. There's a 19.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, versus Tess is 18. Tess, you're going to take 8 damage. He also takes a swing at Antarius. That's also a hit.
So if I have a reaction cantrip, does that happen immediately or do I have to wait for my turn?
That happens immediately.
Okay, so... Fun. I have no idea what all that means. This is a reaction. Fun.
It's called Hellish Rebuke.
Yes.
I forgot to mark him for Toll of the Dead. There's Toll of the Dead.
I not succeeded though.
Oh, right. That's right. I'm sorry. I forgot. Oh. Ooh, must make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, that's good. Takes 2d10 fire damage on a failed save. That looks like a save.
So takes damage on a failed save, though.
Oh, how
Half
much
as
does it take
much.
on a failed? I didn't see that.
Takes 2d10 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Can I do that? 2d10 divided by 2? Yeah, I can. So that's 7. How that worked out.
And then this was cast as a level 3. So it's when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d10 for each slot above the first.
So 2d10 total
Yeah. So
divided by 2. Oh, wait.
yeah, that's what she was saying. So
So wait, it was 2d10 on top of what? On top of the 2d7, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
It's all 2d10s. I don't know where the 2d7 is.
I see. Yeah.
Oh, when you cast a spell using spell slot a second. Okay, the damage increases by 1d10 for each. Okay, so you cast it at third level, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's actually 4d10 divided by 2. So let me redo that real quick. So that's plus 7. Then we'll do... That'd be 4d10 divided by 2, right?
You could also just take the total amount from this and divide by 2, I suppose.
That's okay. It's 4d10 divided by 2 total, I believe. So
Yeah,
we've got
because
9.
it says 1 times 2d10, one was a 1 and 1 was a 9. And then you've got another 2d10 underneath, which is a 4 and an 8.
That's okay. Problem solved. 9 damage.
So he hit me, and then I set his ass on fire momentarily.
Yep. Misku, you're up.
I'm gonna pop up over here. And I'm gonna start bonking. So that guy's dead. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
attack
he's
the guy
dead.
diagonally.
Yep. And this will be advantage. That's a hit. He's bloodied. Oh, wait. Forgot the rage damage. Yeah, he's bloodied.
Bonking again.
That is a hit. He drops.
Night night.
Death.
Now my turn.
Ian Fear.
Alright, well, now we got this chief who's going after our big, nice lady who's been helping me out, so... let's go ahead. And let's try to aim for this chief here with a light crossbow.
Song reminds me of Final Fantasy Tactics.
21 to the chief.
Yeah, it's a hit.
10 piercing.
Runs over. Trying to get through this because I know Misku's got to take off. He's bloodied. Cyrene, you're up.
Alright, so I'm gonna move a little closer to where all the action is. And then I want to get this guy.
Oh, you had line of sight on him before. Unless you're about to use a touch attack.
Oh, well, no, it's fine. I'll just stay here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do doot.
He drops. Ahara.
Alright.
Nobody else has noticed him yet, except you.
I'm going to... How deep is this water? Can I tell?
Pretty deep.
Alright. I'm gonna take a shot. Well, let's see. I guess I'll move. Yeah. I'll move Talos.
Is this a Doom soundtrack?
He can't quite get there, but I'm gonna take. I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on this dude up here.
Hunter's Mark.
And then I'm gonna take a shot.
That's still a hit.
So 15 damage.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 15. All right. Tess, you're up.
Alright, we're going to do...
Everything seemed to die down for a second, but then you heard Ahara fire off another shot.
Is this guy dead already?
Yeah, he's down. Sorry,
Yeah,
I forgot
he's
to
down.
mark him. Oh, damn it.
Okay, yeah. Tess is gonna run over this way. That's her turn.
Guards and commoners take no action. They don't have any... up against the side of the river. Yeah. Okay, he actually can take no action. Kimrim, what do you have? She takes a shot with her longbow and misses. Let's see. Nothing. The bugbear take back, and he hurls a javelin at your wolf.
Ooh.
That is a hit. For 5 damage. He's dead. Misku, you're up.
Okay, so I'm not aware to actually what's going on over here, correct?
You're hearing some scuffling. That's definitely the sounds of combat. I'd say you're pretty aware.
So I can run my max. I will blow both my turns running. Check here. And now my turn.
Okay. Ian Fear, you're up.
Alright, well, I am going to go ahead and move over here. Let's see, would I have sight on the bugbear?
He's got half cover. So disadvantage. If you're making a ranged attack, that is. Now, if it's a spell, that's another story. If it's just a matter of line of sight or not line of sight, then it's true. You have line of sight.
It is for a creature within range.
There you are. It's a creature. It is within range.
Alright. That misses.
Oh, that's a... Oh, was it a d20?
Yeah, this is an attack.
Ah, yes, okay. Phelan runs up to the water. And he's... Why do that? Nope, he actually has full line of sight on him. He's going to toss a hand axe. That is a hit. Cyrene.
Alright, so Cyrene's gonna move from over here to over here and attack this guy with...
That's a wolf, actually.
That's wolf.
Oh, not the wolf.
This is the guy.
Okay. Where's the guy?
At the very top of the screen.
Oh, I couldn't... Okay. Okay.
You're looking
Yeah.
at about a range of 55 feet, so...
Yeah, so magic missile, magic missile, magic missile.
He's done. He drops. As combat calms down, everyone goes back to assess the damage.
Lost
They-
the guard.
Collect the of the guard that passed. This is actually where we need to be cutting off for the day.
Yeah.
So after this, I'm going to say you guys probably set up camp here, and pick the spoils of that. Guys, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. As always, this is VG Punk signing off. Keep a song in your heart.